Hey guys, what's going on, man? David Kurz here. We said that we're going to do a live today to talk about the launch of the Academy. I'm here with Jenn Kurz, my wife, and I wanted to kind of take the opportunity to have Jenn have a discussion with me so that you guys can witness the discussion and you guys could hear where the Academy came from, why it's important to us, how much work we've actually put into this Academy, the things that we've done to really make it grow. And so, I don't know. Take it, Jenn.
Well, all I can say is we need a little bit more excitement. We just freaking launched the Academy today, okay? And we've been working on this for months. And David's been on video after video after video trying to get all of this prepared for all of you guys. And it's time. This is our day for us to tell you what it is that we're doing. And, David is a little nervous. I'm a little nervous too, but I'm going to ask him a couple questions. We're going to start a little bit from the beginning and kind of take it from there.
And guys, for me to be nervous, you guys know I do a lot of video. I do a lot of this stuff. For me to be nervous is kind of a big deal because that's how you know that I am quite excited about today's launch of the Academy, that I am like internally, there is a flame that is like just burning strong for this to really be an exciting moment.
Yeah. So, all right. So we're going to get started. We're, we're going to, I'm going to ask you a couple questions. First, question I want to ask you. Well, here's the Academy. First question I want to ask you is, how long have you been in the real estate industry?
So man, that's 18 years now. I've been in the real estate 18 years now. Not all that time was full time because when I first got out the Marine Corps, I really did just go get my real estate license. But I was looking at other jobs. I didn't really know what I was going to do when I came out the Marine Corps. So, it was exciting to transition from having my Marine Corps career to having a job, to falling in love with sales at this one particular job, and then really tying that into my real estate license. So full time, honestly, it's been about 15 years. Once I made the decision to go real estate full time, I just kind of never looked back, and I've been at it ever since. And then about 10 years ago, 10, 11 years ago, I had this opportunity at a brokerage that I was with to become a productivity coach. Which meant that I would give classes, that I can work with agents one-on-one, that I can earn money from coaching them through the transactions that they do. And that just kind of lit a fire. And all of a sudden I was like, man, I really like this coaching thing. And for me, it was the opportunity to kind of pass on my knowledge and the things that I have learned in my career and the things that I've studied. And to pass it on to other agents, to pass it on to other people in this world, and be able to contribute to the world. And I'm going to say something, guys. I'm not the humblest of humble people, and even though I feel it internally, it's not very easy for me to express. So saying that out loud is exciting because I feel like I've come a long way in the opportunity to be able to express that thanks to you. But and it really shows you how crazy pumped I am to put this together right now.
That's awesome. So, 15 years is definitely a long time to do it full time. So you understand, what it is to do the change, to go through that process, everything that an agent needs to do to be able to transition. Now, I want to ask you, how many hats have you worn as a real estate agent? What roles have you covered in order for you to be in this position today?
Oh man, I've done the single agent, I've done the team, I've done the partnership, I've been a broker owner. We've ran a luxury team, we've ran a normal team, we've ran a mega team, we've ran a small team. I think, over the last 15 years, there's been a lot of evolution. And so I think I've pretty much worn every hat possible in the real estate industry, and which is fun, And when I say real estate industry, I mean on the realtor side, because I've never been a lender. And now I'm vicariously through you, learning about that. But I've worn a lot of hats in this industry, and I think when we opened up Kurz Real Estate, because we did that together and we launched, the passion was in knowing that agents would come join us to be a part of our culture, and that I would have the opportunity to pass on to those agents. At that point, what I had already learned in the industry and the things that I was doing. And that was my passion. That was one of the biggest reasons we ended up closing the brokerage, was because that passion was dying with spreadsheets and QuickBooks and commission checks and fires to put out. And I just wanted to be educational. I wanted to be a coach. I wanted to help people, and
So
I was
would you
spending
say
less
that
time doing that.
that's really, throughout the course of your career, would you say that one of the biggest things you've enjoyed the most is growing other agents and educating other agents?
It really has been, man. I get, for a lack of better words, I get smitten when I'm at an event. Somebody comes up to me and says, "Hey, man, I've been following you for 8 years, 7 years, 10 years, and I've taken some of your advice, man. It's worked for me. I appreciate you." And they walk away, and I'm like,
yeah,
what
that's pretty
just
awesome.
happened? You know what I mean? And so a lot of times you don't realize how much you're impacting other people by doing lives like this, or creating videos, or creating platforms, or doing YouTube. Like I've got like 480 videos on YouTube or something like that. Like, you don't realize who you could impact.
Yeah.
And when that happens, it just feeds my soul, not my ego, because I want to be very clear with that. It feeds my soul. It like lets me know that I'm doing it and somebody's receiving it, even if it's one person. Even if I do like the best video in the world and one person receives from it, I feel like I did my part in this planet,
Yeah, I mean, those of you hopping in right now, I am his wife, so I know I'm asking all of these questions because we want to make these things.
She knows the answers to
I know a lot of the answers, and I know the reasons behind it. Now, we want to make this clear for you guys to understand where this is coming from, where the knowledge is coming from. And, just to give you a little bit more on the personal end, David's father is in real estate, or was in real estate way back when, and his mom is an educator. She's a teacher. So he's basically put these two worlds together. They've collided, and now we have this, and in him saying how he feels smitten, or he feels emotional when somebody comes up to him and tells him, they've used of his coaching to be able to enhance their business. I can attest to the fact that those are the moments that make him keep going. Because I will tell you, I think one of the hardest things that happens is that I see him consistently working really, really hard, offering and giving information for free, and not knowing if anybody is receiving it, not knowing if it's even working. And in those moments is when he knows, and it's in those moments that he feels emotional, which is fantastic, because it helps him grow as a coach, and it helps him understand more what's effective, and helps you guys as well. Now, the Academy.
And that, by the way, that's why I love doing live events, right? Because when you're at a live event and you give your all on the stage, and then you get off the stage and a bunch of people walk up to you and go, "Yo, that was excellent," or, "Hey, I have questions about this," or, "Hey, I didn't understand one part of you were saying," that you've captured the room. You know that you've been able to help a bunch of people.
They either applaud or they don't.
Or they look at you and go, "What
And
the
they're
hell
silent.
just happened?"
Yeah.
But either way, I might have helped one person out of the 1,000 that was in the room, right? And so that's why I love live events so much. And now we do these Zooms, and you get to interact with the people on the Zoom. It's not the same as a live event, but there's interaction, right? And now we have the Academy. And what we figure is, the longer somebody stays on the Academy, the more appreciative and the more they're learning.
Yeah.
And that's the exciting piece about it.
So tell me about the Academy. Where did this start? How did you come up with this brilliant idea? I'm not biased.
I think the Academy was an opportunity for me to give in bulk, for a lack of better words, right? And so I see a lot of coaches out there, and there's, we coach one-on-one. We have group events, we have masterminds, and we have master classes. We host conferences. We do so many different things. We're doing something June 20th in Orlando. Like, we are active in creating community. And what I wanted to do Well, I started, like I said, I see a lot of coaches out there, and they develop these coaching programs, right? And then they sell you one class for, you know, $700, $1,000. Sometimes it's like a 10-week course for like $10,000, right? And I realized that, you know, as a real estate agent, the average real estate agent does 4 to 6 deals a year, right?
Yeah.
So most real estate agents can't chip in on a $10,000 class, or, you know, let alone even a $750 or $1,000, you know, online course that they get to do on demand. And so I said, what can we do to destabilize that? What can we do to change the game?
Yeah.
What can we do to come with content and information that is attainable by just about every real estate agent? Like, there's 1.9 real estate agents in the country, or 1.9 million or something like that. Like, what could 1.7 of them attain, right?
Yeah.
And so we started talking about creating a platform, creating a session, creating classes, creating things like that. And then I said, you know, why don't we just put them all in one platform instead of trying to sell sales mastery, marketing mastery, closing techniques all separately? Why don't we just have one platform and make it as affordable as possible, right? And that's what we did. And I feel like right now, this platform that you're looking at right here, this is the training center. There's like opportunities, and we'll go through this in a second, but this platform right here hosts over 300 coaching and training videos.
Yeah.
That we have
At the moment,
spent
that's the start.
months
Yeah.
developing, months putting together. And now we are looking at, by the end of the summer, being at 600 videos. And we're looking at, by the end of the year, being at 1,000 videos. The hell, man. So, listen. Our dog just snuck in the room. So if you hear what sounds like a reindeer running around and Santa coming in, like, that's this guy right here, okay? All right, so he can't live without his mother. I'm being 100%. So with the platform, the idea is to continue to feed the platform so that people that are joining the academy and becoming a part of the academy could never run out of material. And that was big for me, right? So like, when we get to 1,000 videos at the end of the year, the goal would be to add at least 10 videos a month. Moving forward, we're going to slow down the feed, but things change, markets shift, you know, real estate changes, and so we want to continue to be able to feed that, right? And also understanding that there are some things that don't change, like the psychology of sales and the psychology of marketing and things of that nature. Those things don't change. And so being able to tap into that and be able to feed that, that's going to be a big win on the academy. So right now we're launching officially today with 300 plus videos.
That's awesome.
I mean, dude, we're talking September 1, there's going to be 600 plus videos in there. We're talking December 31st, when you're ready to party up for 2024, right? We're in, yeah. When you're ready to party up for 2024, we're going to have 1,000 videos in here, and they are already predetermined. They're already written out. We already know what we're going to put together. We're going to even break down the 2 books that I've written. Nice. and dig into doing that in video style. And here's the other important part. We didn't want to create a bunch of boring, super long videos. So what we did was we made them bite size. You know, we started thinking, like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? And so we understood that 1,000 videos would be the elephant of courses, the elephant of education in this industry. And we want to create the largest, most robust platform in the United States, period, end of story. And for us to do that, we wanted to have more videos, more content, more everything than anyone else. And we want to do that, again, making it affordable to all real estate agents.
Nice. I was just going to ask you, what was the goal? And in you saying that, basically the goal would be to making real estate coaching available to
one-on-one. Look, one-on-one coaching is very expensive.
Yeah.
I understand that there's YouTube and Facebook and people you can follow, but they don't always. They're not always.
Well, you don't even
good.
know
You
what
don't know
what to search for.
Yeah, you don't know what you're digesting. You don't know what to search for. That's a great one too, especially if you're newer
Yeah.
in the industry. And you don't even have to be that new. Like, I want to create a team. Like, what's the next steps, right? Or I want to open a brokerage. Like, what's the next steps? Or I'm a loan officer, guys, and I want to become a better salesperson. What's the next step? And so we've put it all together. It's all broken down by course directive. And again, all bite-sized videos. There are some longer videos, but they're very short amount or small amount. The larger amount of videos are 3 to 5 minutes. They're digestible. There are tests, there are quizzes, there are downloadables, it's an abundant amount of information that you can just digest. When you're in the car, you could just listen in the background. You're at home, throw it up in the background, put it on the TV. You want to commit 30 minutes a day, that you'll get through 10 videos in 30 minutes and a couple quizzes. Like, that's what we wanted people to be able to take on and really win at this level. Like, understanding there are things you need to master as a real estate professional, and mastering those things are important to the growth of the business. You know, when you first started real estate, you are the everything. You're the CEO, you're the HR department, you're the CFO, you're the COO, you're the marketing department, you're the sales department, you're the customer service, you're everything. So we wanted to put together a platform that would teach you
how
all
to
of those
take it
things.
step by step.
And then how to grow from that,
Yeah.
how to leverage yourself, how to do different things so that you can grow your business.
Now, with that being said, do you think that this is mainly for, obviously I know the answer, but is this mainly for real estate agents alone?
So it started out that way, and then we hosted a few sessions and classes and things like that. We realized that there was a big interest from loan officers in our coaching. There's a big interest in title sales reps in our coaching. And so what we started to do was say, why don't we just focus on the real estate industry? Because we can set up trading in here for real estate agents directly, like how to host a successful open house. We can do that in here. Lenders really don't care about that. But here's the key. A lender doesn't have to take that class. There's still going to be 970 other classes in there, right?
Yeah.
And so they can just surpass that and move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Just as equally as we can talk about something that is directive to a lender, and the realtor doesn't have to watch it, or maybe they watch it and they get their NMLS, right? So there's opportunity in there for all sides of the real estate industry. But what the real focus in here is understanding how to be a better salesperson, understanding how to be a better marketing person, understanding how to communicate with clients, understanding personalities, right? Those things are so important in all jobs. And I said this in one of my books. I don't care if you sell lollipops, bicycles, or real estate. It's all the same shit.
Yeah.
A business is a business, and it requires leads, it requires clients, it requires sales, right? That's the only way a business survives, is through
100%.
selling. And so that's where the main focus of the Academy is. And so that we want to be able to open it up to lenders, to realtors, and to title sales reps. That's really the focus. Now, what I find very interesting is lenders like to support their agents.
Yes.
And so we have packages where you can buy a certain amount of seats. And I've already spoken to some lenders that have said, well, I'm going to get a package so that I could put some of my top realtors in there so they can become better real estate agents.
That's awesome.
So the real estate agent doesn't even have to buy the platform, they can join through their lender. And so that's additional opportunity, right? So the lender can educate themselves. Maybe the LO has a team, they can put their team on it, and then they can put their top agents that they select, however they choose, add them to the platform. And here's the better part, if they go with one of those packages, it's like a team package, the lender actually has administrative control, and they can go into the back of the system and see which one of the lenders are even used, or which one of their lenders or realtors are using it. And if they added a realtor that never uses it, that doesn't care to use it, they can remove them and put a different realtor in the seat, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I feel like it's a great opportunity. I'm an MLO myself, and to be able to offer this to other agents, essentially one of the biggest things we struggle with in doing pre-approvals is, are those pre-approvals going to come back to us? As a title agent, are we going to get any business? And as real, broker owners or team leaders, are my agents going to perform? And how much time and effort does it take for somebody to teach all this information to somebody who has all the time in the world, because they really don't know what to do, and all they have to do is learn, and that's where this platform comes in, because it helps the agent understand step by step what they have to do, or the MLO, because we will be working on that as well, in order for them to be more productive, to grow their business, to be able to be unified as a team, because we can, if you can please just elaborate a little bit on what you're trying to do to make it unique for individual teams.
With the teams, what we can even do is make it unique by adding, right now when you look at the platform, currently we are logged into the platform, right? So we're past the login page of the platform. And what you'll see up here is that our company logos there, the Freedom Achiever Academy logo. And so what we can do is we can brand this to the particular team, brokerage, or branch, right? We can also create the intro video. So when you log in, there's an intro video and it's me and I'm saying, hey, welcome to the Academy, so forth and so on. I can update that video consistently. And what we can do for teams is we can do the same thing for them, right? So they would have the ability to go in and change the front end video. Maybe they have an announcement, maybe there's an event coming up or something like that. And it would not affect the entire Academy, because they would have their own private, what we call location within the Academy. We can even create specific onboarding training for their team members. So if a team leader says, hey Dave, look, when I bring on new agents, I would like to somehow automate that education for them. We will sit one-on-one with them. We will create the onboarding for them. We will create the videos. If the team leader wants to be involved, they can come in studio and create the videos with us. And then we will load that onboarding in there. And what we can do is set it up so that when a new agent comes on board, they have to go through the onboarding first.
Which is perfect.
It's perfect because it does two things. One, it automates onboarding for the team leaders, so it takes some stress off of the staff. The other thing that it does is it gets them accustomed to the system. So when they finish onboarding, they'll actually come back to do more training, more education, and more advancement in their own careers.
That's awesome. Now, what do you envision? What do you envision this platform to go to? Like, what are you trying to do as a whole? As a goal, maybe?
My goal is to impact the lives and businesses of 1 million people nationwide. That's half the realtors in America. I'm only asking for half. And I know a lot of people hear 1 million and they're like, yeah, that's a big number, but it's only half. It's half of the agents in America. And I want to impact them in different ways. I want to impact real estate agents at conferences. I want to impact real estate agents in webinars that we have. I want to impact real estate professionals in master classes and masterminds and just things that we continue to do around the country. But more importantly, I would like as many people as possible in this nation to just log in and learn and step up their game. And that for me is the ultimate goal. And maybe one day we hit that 1 million mark and we go, it was too low. Let's do another.
There's always agents transitioning in the industry, and there's also all title, and there's mortgage.
All the time. So again, the goal, and that's just half of the real estate agents. We didn't even talk about the LOs and the title reps, right? Yeah. So really, if you think about it, there's probably maybe 4 million people in this industry in those 3 roles.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 million. And all I'm asking is to impact 1 million people in their lives and businesses. And if that means that just one little thing in here triggers your business to take a turn for the better, and then because your business took a turn for the better, your life got better, your home situation got better, your marriage got better, your kids grew up. I don't know how much it goes, but I just want to have that opportunity. I want to have that opportunity to be a helping hand in this world.
Can I ask you, why is this so important to you?
I wasn't available when I came out. You know, when I came into this industry, everything was a secret. Nobody wanted to help anybody. It wasn't available, and I had to smash my face against brick walls and concrete floors over and over and over and over again. And there's no need for that anymore. With access to things like this, there's no need for that anymore. And I think that a lot of people, they come into this business thinking it's easy, and then they find out it's hard. And a lot of people, their hearts just give up. And I want to be able to curb that part of it. I want to be able to keep the heart pumping so that the brain gets the ideas and the thought process and the belief that this could happen. I just said 1 million people. 1 million people. Yeah. Like, for most people, they'll be like, well, I just want to get, 100 people on my platform. No, I want 1 million people to rotate through this platform over the years. And listen, we have a plan to make it happen, but it all begins with you guys out there watching right now. It begins with you logging in, with you getting a 7-day free trial and checking it out, with you going to the system and saying, this shit is awesome. I need to tell 10 more people about it. We all level each other up, right?
Yeah.
And it's just, we can't do it alone. We can't do it alone. You need a network, you need people around you, you need a team, you need a mentor, you need something. And if this becomes that for 1 million people, I'd be beside myself.
That's awesome. Now, if you had a few words to share to our audience right now, what would those be specific to what this can do to benefit their business?
The market's changing. It's all over the news, it's everywhere. Every market is different. And what I would say is, when you become really well educated in your trade, and when you become an action taker in your trade, there is no market that could take you out. And because we happen to sell the one commodity, the one thing that everybody wants or needs, right? And here's a good probability. If you went to your phone and you scrolled down your entire contact list, there's a good chance that more than 95% of the people on your contact list live somewhere.
Yeah.
Right? And so we don't have to pay attention to the news. We have to pay attention to what's actually happening in the market and be able to shift and move with it. Because this year you might be a rock star, top producer, and 2 years from now you might be the short sale king of America. And 2 years from that, you might be working REOs, and 2 years from that, you might be helping investors flip properties they purchased from you 3 years ago. And then after that, it just turns into working with, families and referrals again. And I want to be able to show people how to withstand, how to help. And the platform is something that helps them. And just back to the original thing that we were saying, we have to, as independent contractors and employees of our own business and business owners, we have to be everything.
Yeah.
And so this is going to help you
figure that out.
Understand that. Mm-hmm. And it's going to help you how to figure it out. And I mean, we're even about to add an extensive AI course in here. So we're just like, we are adding and having fun with this, and we want you guys to just soak it in, absorb it, and use it.
Awesome. Well, I'm really excited about this. I hope you guys are just as excited as we are about this platform. And take a look at it. Go and check out our 7-day free trial.
We should. This is great right here. Like, this is our training center. This right here is our skill shop, where you can see your report cards are over here. You could actually see your own report card and see how much time you spent in the system. It's got a file vote for your favorites, and then back to our welcome, and then training. And if you go to the training center, you just hit start training, and it basically pulls up all the different courses that we've already created. So here you've got building a team, marketing in your business, real estate business development, sales mastery, using tech in sales, closing techniques, reaching international markets, the Freedom Standard Operating Procedures. So I created a course called the SOPs, and so we've loaded it in here. And then we have our conferences in here as well, so you can take a look at those. But here's some, great stuff. We could talk about like social media direction. When we talk about marketing in your business, you click social media direction, you can hit the video here. Running your social media platforms. This is a great subject because I believe it's important for you to decide where you want to be most attentive, and there's an opportunity. So the reason I'm showing you guys this video is so that you can see how interactive the platform is. Click the button. Let me know which one you want to start with. And so it basically, you get to choose which one you would like to work on. And so let's say you said Instagram, you can click on Instagram. And then Instagram. That's probably one of my favorite platforms. And that's how the entire system is developed and built out. And what's really nice is that, you could tap back into your other ones. And so like I have content creation here. We could talk about content creation in different styles. Building a brand. There's actually 13 videos in building a brand that you can watch. And so again, very interactive, very connective, and very in your face style coaching, which is what we really wanted to develop. You spend 9 years in the Marine Corps, everything is in your face techniques, right? Like everything's super high pressure, high pumped. And so a lot of my training is that way. And we try to bring the excitement. And don't worry, if the excitement's running out, I pour myself a Red Bull and then it comes right back. So we're in again.
Probably the best, again, you might think I'm biased, but I've seen a lot of different coaching. Grant Cardone is obviously really good. He has a lot of energy, but to really focus in the real estate industry, to have the right people behind it, to have somebody that's really taking you from step 1 to step 100 and adding to that as the industry changes, that is something that we don't really have in our industry. And with David's energy and his ability to speak and all the stuff that he learns on a constant basis, David is in one course after another, learning, educating himself, and aligning himself with other professionals within this business, within this industry and other industries, in order to be able to put them together and bring you guys information that's going to help you guys grow. You don't have that anywhere else other than here.
I really believe that this platform is a truly one-of-a-kind platform with the size and just magnitude of information that's in there. Like I said, we're already at 300 videos, and that's what we decided to launch with. And we'll be 600 by the end of the summer and 1,000 by the end of the year, and God knows where we are at the end of 2024. What we want to do is develop, again, the most robust, most informational, most exciting platform that we could develop, and we want to do it for you. And like Jen says, I'm in course after course after course after. I love learning, and I love it because I feel like it's going to make me a better coach. And so, and other than that, I love absorbing information. I'm a total nerd. But I've already spent the tens of thousands of dollars in educating myself so that I can download it from my brain, put it into this platform, and give it to you for $149 a month. And I think that price is the perfect sweet spot. It's just expensive enough for you to feel like you need to come in here and use it, but it's also not so expensive that you have to choose between this platform and your rent payment. And that was important to me. Yeah. And when I tell you, I have shown this platform to some of the top coaches, respected people in this country, and they have looked at it and called me back, every single one of them, and said, how much are you selling this for? And I said, $149 a month. And they went, you're nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every single one of them told me this is worth anywhere between $500 and $700 a month. And I would listen to that, and that made me happy. It made me excited because I knew that we built something great. But then I would think about it and I would go, dude, that's a BMW payment.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that to our real estate community. There's no way that I get to help 1 million people at that much money. And so we're sticking to our $149 a month.
It defeats the purpose to actually be able to help the masses, it would then be only the people that can actually pay for the platform. And that's not the goal. You know, the goal is to really enhance our business, to understand that our market is changing and it's a little bit more challenging. And what do you do next? What is the next best thing? And that's really what it boils down to, and what we're trying to offer here with this platform, you know, to keep you guys on track. Or what did you forget that you need to go back to and really hone in your business in order for you to excel, because you stopped doing it a long time ago. It is so important to continue to educate yourself and to relive those moments again. How many times do we go to the same classes and we listen to the same thing over and over again, and we can even teach it ourselves,
and you get like a new piece
like,
of information, you
yeah.
know, you get a new piece of information every time, and that's what this is about.
Yeah,
that's what this is about. So
yeah.
I'm crazy excited to launch this. I mean, we're stoked.
Why don't we have champagne?
Right, we should have champagne.
We should have had champagne.
Listen, man, I can't think of everything. No, I'm kidding. We have both worked relentlessly on this for quite some time. I think we're 8 months in on just really hardcore developing this, and we're excited to share it with you guys. So thank you very much for stopping by our live feed here. We'll download this and put it into YouTube as well. But man, I am stoked. I hope that many of you get in here and try out the 7-day free trial. And I'm like, usually I'm much more hyper. I have a very weird personality in which when I'm super over the moon, emotional and excited, I like retract. So
like
that's why
surreal.
you may not even feel the energy, but when I tell you,
I am David on
I am like
on a regular.
I am like a nuclear bomb right now. Like I'm ready to explode. And I hope that all the hard work that we've done to create a platform for you benefits you and your business more than I could ever imagine. So
yes,
that's it.
Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in and for listening to us and joining our excitement.
I do want to say something, and because again, I'm not very good at patting people on the back, so here I go. Special thanks to my wife Jenn, who has been an enormous support system throughout this. The amount of hours that I have put into this, and she has supported it. She has picked up slack where she needed to. She has created content. She has created worksheets. She has created pamphlets. She's created just everything you could imagine. Questions, booklets, quizzes, you name it, she's done it, and it all goes back into the system, and it's all for you guys. Again, special shout out to my brother-in-law, Gene, who has spent countless hours dealing with me and cameras and sound and editing and everything you could imagine, setting up my office and turning it into a studio in an hour, and then
dealing with both
breaking
of our
it
ideas.
all down and tearing it up and being the referee when Jenn and I don't agree on something. So special love to Eugene and Michael, my assistant, who is a phenomenal addition to our team. We couldn't have done this without him. He's built websites, funnels, activity, advertising, just everything you could imagine.
There's so much that goes into this.
So much.
And we have such a great team.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for all of this, and your time. It takes a lot of knowledge and information, and you just get in a camera and you just do a lot. So you bring out a lot of information, and then at like one shot, almost every single time, you have the right words to say. Man. So
I love what I do, guys, and I just hope that what we have built really goes a long way for you, your business, your family. I hope it brings you a tremendous amount of positive impact, and sending you all love, man. Love and success.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys for tuning in and listening to us ramble on about our amazing platform.
We're so excited.
Any questions you guys have, hit me up on the DM. Email our team. But most importantly, click the link, sign up, get a 7-day free trial, try it out, see if you like it, and if you love it, share it with the world, because we want the world to be affected. All right, guys.